Why many corporations and governments see the forest as a source of economic benefit, Indigenous people and communities see the forest as their life. For them, the forest is a healer who provides them with medicine, a parent who provides them with food, and a home which provides them with shelter. It is an essential component of their culture. Therefore, Indigenous people and communities play a fundamental role in caring for the forest.
Mentally our forest, our life. Kami berperah mi la pasal semula. Tipu mi pergi berbah, tipu mi bertahu kuala lebih dua jenis salano.
Like Indigenous peoples around the world, Indigenous peoples and communities across Myanmar practice their own local institutions, customary laws and regulations, knowledge and traditions in forest, and nature management to ensure that they can survive and thrive in harmony with Mother Earth.
We are very proud of tackle the money type of proud the tea and the lulu the potato of malama.
Maniti the wedo go so me de ai sa mi lo re ti lo ne kwai pho maniti the we ta ho re tho mi ble lo da lo ta ho de
These forests support a rich biodiversity and multitude of globally threatened and indigenous species. However, their forests and territories are in danger of disappearing due to unsustainable development projects such as mining operations, monocrop plantation, hydropower dam, and top-down conservation projects proposed by the governments and international conservation organizations. To protect their land, forests, and territories from this threat, Indigenous communities in Myanmar have created their own Indigenous community conservation areas. For example, in Karen territories, the Indigenous Karen people established the Selwyn Peace Park with a total area of over 5,000 square kilometers in eastern Myanmar, and Kamothwe Community Conserve Area, Paglo Landscape, and other community conserved territories across southern Myanmar.
Ta thu ta bo ti pha do particular thi kwa ti pha ta ti pha ini permit to order permit ke te to permit personal clinic ta la order kwa ti pha ni klo ma kwa ke lo le kle di so khone pak ba personal clinic ke to ke ba da khone se do ta o ye ti pha la order kwa la me di.
Moreover, in Putao, Kachin State, local indigenous Sawan groups and communities stopped the governments from designating their territory of life as a top-down protected area. Instead, they are working forward to proclaim their territory as the Indigenous Peoples Conserved Area, managing it with their existing traditional and customary practices.
Chawaki na nga mana roka yang kini yang shawin o roka sana pui ka. Ika na asanga pui ke ka na o. Nga ma adang ti disi ya kang ma ban ki ya ga sa roka adang ti mishing dai o mishing dang la wa wai de da mi ka. Kar de na de ma na o. Slam with the Pazi Mano, Richie Young, with the Richie Muyuika.
In Nagaland, local indigenous groups are working on documenting and mapping different customary tenure systems to advocate the recognition of their indigenous people rights over land and forest management.
Tema uchabro ne la chende ne atita the kutti ba de lula sa pya tha nai khwin no lu dan ma dan da alu ma da ha di pansan ke ma di ne me.
Likewise, in Kayan, Shan, and Chin states, communities have worked hard to demarcate, document, and establish their community conserved areas, carefully conserving resources and protecting them from harmful and destructive development projects. This consolidation of local efforts to protect their territories of life encompasses community forest, wildlife sanctuaries, sacred site, traditionally prohibited forest, communal land, shifting cultivation, villages, and their customary land and forest governing practices. Their territories overlap with key biodiversity areas. This initiative not only presents an alternative approach to top-down conservation projects, but also maintain large area of forest, thus contribute to the government's commitments to achieve the Paris Agreement's goal and reduce global climate change. However, Myanmar laws give indigenous people no rights to manage their nature resources. With the military coup, it has become much worse. No one has the right to live and speak freely. Our indigenous people have to fight for the right against the military and global capitalism. Given all of the circumstances, how do we manage our future? If the military regime continues to consolidate power, the targets of government's commitments to climate change mitigation and Paris Agreement's goal cannot be achieved. The military regime does not impact only our country, but it also impacts the future of our planet. Indigenous people-driven land and forest management is key to the successful biodiversity protection around the globe. Large, intact, forested areas from Amazonia, the forests of the Congo and Cameroon, to our indigenous territories in Myanmar are key to addressing climate change. Therefore, the tireless effort of indigenous peoples, their rights, their territories, their biodiversity must be recognized in the global action for climate change mitigation and adaptation.